and welcome to Dire Bear. It's Tuesday night, and this year that means we are playing Lancer with our campaign Operation Aegis.
You almost said something else.
Well, I almost did it in a different order. I'll have it smoothed out by next time, maybe.
We'll get there eventually.
It's session
Last
0, we're
episode will
fine.
be good.
So anybody that comes by and watches on any regular basis will recognize everybody here. I thought I was going to have a new face to show you, but, you know. He's here.
Same old,
he's just,
same old.
He's not, well, he's only kind of new. Returning this year from way back in our first season where we were playing Espergenesis in the before times of, I think it was 2019 when we started.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, it was.
Mhm.
In the before times, the years of yore.
Anyway, so Patrick is back with us.
Woo.
We're planning on him to be on camera, that we were having technical snafus up early, so.
Mhm.
Has a better mic this time, though.
Yes.
That's true.
And better internet. So anyway, Lancer. Big stompy robot game. It's been on the list of possibilities for 2 or 3
3 years?
3 of the 5 years we've been doing this.
Yeah, something like that. Alright, so, anime-inspired science fiction game set way in the far future. I'm not sure the setting is ever officially said exactly how far.
Thousands?
Our civilization falls apart, and the one that's currently going is at least 5,000 years old.
Something like 15,000 is
Roughly,
what I've
yeah.
read.
It's way in the future.
Yeah.
To be fair, humans should have evolved past humans by then, but we're still here.
Well, I mean, we evolved into mech warriors.
Yeah, but we're still humaning.
We are still humaning.
Except in the
Looking
core
for some
world, it's a
bioluminescence.
utopia there.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, there are places where you can get that, so.
Put the cart before the horse, guys.
Yeah. So, our campaign, however, because Lancer's a very big universe, and for the most part, you don't travel faster than light. So you tend to have to pick your spot, and that's where the campaign's going to happen. Our campaign is happening on a little world called Hellas Neos. Or at least that's what one faction on the world calls it. The 2 biggest powers on the world are in the midst of their 3rd major conflict. This is the 3rd decades-long war they've had with each other in the past 100 years. Usually Union. And what's the best way to describe Union? Kind of the Federation with giant robots?
Yeah, kind of like Galactic Federation.
Wouldn't you describe every faction as something from a science fiction, what do you call it, entry, but with giant robots?
Kind of.
Let's see.
Because the Union core
Where's
world...
the Cylons, but giant robots?
Yeah, the Union is very much. They want to be the Federation, but they're kinda not. The current Federation, from what I understand, used to be more the Federation as in Heinlein's Federation. Civil War happened, and now they're more Star Trek Federation.
Kind of. You can kind of look at the second column as the... I forget, does Twitch get twitchy about naming the Germans from the Second World War?
Sometimes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's
YouTube
play
does
that
too.
safe.
So the previous Union government, pretty vicious. Current Union government's trying to be better anyway. But on Hellas Neos, in the previous 2 wars, they'd send some peacekeepers. They would try to get the two sides to talk to each other, but they really didn't get involved. Hellas Neos is close to the Dawnline shore, but not actually in the Dawnline shore. So it hasn't been a big priority. Something has changed, and they've shipped all of you out. They are basically taking a side this time. But it's still not their biggest priority, so they're not really coming in with all their big guns. The government that y'all are going to be helping is called the Thermian League, which is a league of sort of city-states. The way the place was colonized, you have very large cities and then kind of all the surrounding area that supports them.
So essentially, it's where the colonists landed, and then where they spread out from there.
Sort of. I mean, there's quite a few cities. The planet's well populated.
What is the spelling for that name?
TheRmian.
Okay.
And they've been going to war with Matt Shinar. Lowercase MAT, space, capital SHINAR.
Cool.
Is Jeremy our note taker today for this game?
Probably.
Could you share that Google Docs with the entire class?
But
I have to make it first.
But anyway, the league has they're starting to buckle. You know, the war had been stalemated for a long time, just like the previous two tended to stalemate. You know, think the First World War. Right down to having some trenches in some places.
Big trenches.
Yeah.
Grand Canyon.
It's the future. Everything's bigger. You guys are all rookie Lancers, so you don't really have exactly all the details on why y'all are, why Union has suddenly decided to pick a side. And that's probably enough for y'all now. Now, these are not the only two governments. Like I said, they're just the biggest ones.
The two that are currently at war.
Right. You will likely interact with some of the others as the campaign progresses. But let's take a moment to introduce characters.
Woo.
Starting with Eric. He seemed enthusiastic.
How dare you? Well, what would you like to know about the character?
Oh,
So
let's
no
start
one
with the
to
name.
introduce us.
Everything.
Everything. That's a tall order, my friend. That's a tall order. His name is Uriah Cohens. A former, or used to be a mechanic before getting drafted into the Lancer program. He's kind of best way to put it, he's kind of a gremlin. Likes to get into things and doesn't like staying still.
So when you say drafted, did he get himself into some sort of trouble, and this was the way that he could get out of it?
It was more of a... I think the family just needed some help. Family sort of owned a mechanic shop. And Uncle Sven's mechanic shop. And it's like, who's Sven? Points to the jar of ashes.
All right, so I'm assuming you're not from one of the core worlds, where everything's cushy and post scarcity.
I don't think so. No. Yeah, he's in terms of appearance, likes to walk around the main thing you notice, like attire wise, is he likes to wear this hoodie that's much too big for him. And has a really like vibrant orange hair with gold eyes.
Okay.
And
The anime one. Let's go.
huh?
You're fair enough in a sec. Go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
Okay. And his left arm is actually a mechanical prosthetic.
Okay. All right, Sarah, who are you playing?
I am playing Vika Cohen's. The actual younger sister, even though she's 6'4", built like she goes out into the woods and fights bears. She does not like sleeves. She is very kind of still, intimidating. She will just stand behind her brother and be like, "You want to go? Do you want to go? You want to fight? You want to
Knuckle
fight?"
cracking in the distance.
She has knuckle tattoos that say "Play Nice," and looks like she probably just lifted the mechs and moved them around when she was repairing them instead of using any equipment to do so. Not as technicolor as her brother, just duller red hair, brown eyes. Definitely got the protein shake bottle versus him.
All right.
Yeah, Uriah is like 5'9" and more of a thin to average frame.
Scrawny.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick, who are you playing?
I am Freddie Fredrickson Whitehorse.
All right, I have a question that I meant to ask. So,
Yes.
Is Freddie a nickname based off Frederick, or is Freddie his actual first name and Frederick his actual middle name?
Freddie is actually his first name. Fredrickson is his actual middle name, and Whitehorse is his last name.
Gotcha. He had some of those kind of parents. Let's see.
Oh,
Yes.
what was with his parents?
Well, let's just say Uriah is going to be in good company, as Freddie is also a mechanic. Whereas his seems to be more... Funny enough, he actually started on one of the core worlds. But he kind of took a different view to the post-scarcity, because when you can just produce anything, his one kind of complaint was just how wasteful it tends to be. Because this is actually where his mech actually comes from. Not printed one, it's just one he just literally found in a scrap pile.
Okay, so it's one he's cobbled. It's a damaged one that he's cobbled back together.
And that's kind of one of his main things is... I mean, his toolbox he has, because on my character sheet I actually have the personal printer. His toolbox is his printer, and he largely just has that. This way he doesn't have to lug around an entire thing of tools with him.
He can just make a tool and then throw it away.
Well, he'll usually keep it, but usually, as with a lot of printing, if you've done any actual 3D printing, after you use it a few times, it's usually busted anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So he is a core worlder who was unsatisfied with the core.
Correct.
Alright. Well, joining the Union military is a good way to see the sights.
Yep.
Rappy, who are we playing?
1 minute. Trying to do a couple things. We're playing Melody McCullen. And she's a hacker. She's from the core world. That's kind of all I got so far.
Oh, okay. So I don't know why she joined the military quite yet?
Just to get better at our hacking skills.
Oh, okay.
Legally get better at hacking.
Yes,
Legally.
legally.
It's perfect. We weagle. Got it.
Duba, who are we playing?
We are playing Audrey Alpin. He is already a soldier, so to this current draft into this particular unit is nothing new to him. He used to be a sergeant back with his old division. He used to do spotting for an artillery group.
Okay.
And so this little slight shift, he's just like, nothing new for me. He did like to tinker from time to time with some of the equipment, see if he could maybe engineer something a little bit better, maybe get a better spring involved so that, something fires better, or see if he can just tweak a few things and maybe make it, perform better in the field if it could.
So he's not trying to reinvent the wheel, just tweak and modify and slightly improve.
Oh yeah, if I can get a few more yards, if I just change the spring, that's worth it.
Okay.
Is this a group of mechanics and hackers?
There's at least 3 mechanics, so
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I think my person's more engineering-esque. He's not trying to reinvent anything, but he'll modify it to make it better.
All right.
Yeah.
And Jeremy, who are you playing?
I am playing Cortav du Rosso.
On brand
run
with
that-
the
Run that by me
Big
one more
name.
time, slowly.
Cortav du Rosso.
Duros. Okay.
Yes.
That sounds a lot easier to pronounce than it looked.
Yes. I think the surname is French. Cortav is he is a hacker. So like I said, group of hackers and mechanics.
it's gonna be great, guys.
He's kind of a shithead. I like to think Union caught him hacking into like I would say that they found that something was missing and just one thing, and like one day he finally slipped up and they were like, well, you can do that for us or we'll send you to jail. And one thing that they figured out about him very quickly is that he is maybe too good for his own good at like piloting. And he's got a bit of a reputation for being like towing that line between like reckless and like efficient.
He's good, but he's a risk taker.
Yes. And his purview is making little drones that do the scouting for him.
Okay.
And we'll get to those when they have to be produced, because I thought of a cool idea and I'm not gonna blow it here.
You don't want to tell somebody else so they can't steal it.
No, I just
Oh,
want
you're so
I
untrusting.
want it to happen in the moment.
I love how we're a party of hackers and mechanics, yet I think all of us have different takes on those concepts. So we're all doing different things. We just have the same kind of background.
I think his shtick is going to be mostly like reconnaissance, like information gathering.
Okay.
So I think he's more going to be like the scout archetype versus like active hacking. So
Less
he can
less
pull
the intellectual hacker.
He can pull like DataNet news and stuff like that.
Oh, you're gonna be best friends with my character. I can tell you right now. If you're gonna be getting reconnaissance.
Excellent.
Yeah, the lock on quick action is a thing.
And he is pale skinned, bright blue eyes, matching blue hair that's spiked up. He's got a random scar going like this across his face. Because I couldn't let Eric be the anime one here.
Well, the only ending.
Multiple
Yeah.
weebs. We need multiple weebs here.
Fantastic. I high five you through the screen, Jeremy.
Alright.
I have a picture that I'll
Okay.
show you guys.
I wasn't
Yes, you have
expecting
a
art
picture.
for everybody.
And I guess you see his call sign, so whatever.
Yeah. That's picture. All right.
Alright.
Oh.
Well, that does look weird, goblin.
Yeah. For now. You see that when he's hanging upside down from a ceiling via mag clamps.
And to which I'm also up there going with his mag clamps going, hey, get down from there.
No.
No, hang on. I'll print out a softball and throw it at you.
Man, he's really up there.
No, you gotta get the stick. You gotta get a stick and just poke him.
Alright. So you were just arriving in system. You have been traveling close to a year?
Ugh,
And,
Hate that.
relativistic speeds.
hate that.
Which is actually,
So-
given the amount of distance you've covered, is actually very, very short period of time. As most of the distance, you managed to, you were able to use a blink gate. That got you basically to the Dawn Shore line. And then you immediately shoot out of the Dawn Shore line.
Yeah. Essentially, we went through the Stargate, and then it's slow boat from there.
Right.
Legally distinct.
Blink gate.
Mm-hmm.
Babylon
But it-
5 wants your location.
But it
Wormhole.
does. It does at least give a decent concept of what we're using.
Yeah.
It's a warp gate. What are you talking about?
So the day before you made planetfall, you saw the planet from orbit. Your first view of it was almost entirely water. It turns out this planet is all its land masses are in the process of forming up into a supercontinent. So you have one side that's got a couple of chains of volcanic islands, and then all the mass of the continents are on the other side.
All right then.
Would have been nice to know.
So what I'm hearing is we set up on one of those islands. And we
Not
just
the
fly
volcano.
back and forth.
Well, no, because you've got if you weren't friends with any of the governments on the planet, then maybe.
We got connections.
Though there
That's
are
true.
people on some of those
No, we
islands
don't.
that wanted to be far, far away from everybody.
You also probably have a lot of money to be far, far away from everybody.
Well,
You
maybe that's
mean,
homesteading.
like the current situation of most billionaires in the world today?
I know. So do we have like a hangar or a base or something that's kind of become our home on world, or are we?
Yes, you are.
staying in
You are
space?
assigned to a base. I just realized I have totally forgotten the name.
Follow up, is there a Waffle House nearby?
Seems like there should be.
Is there a built-in Cinnabon? We need our space Cinnabon.
Well, there's a place just off base that serves falafel.
Nice.
Fair enough.
We'll take
Yeah.
it.
Ooh, falafel.
For the
Falafel.
edification of my notes,
Falafel
Jason,
House, now
what was
canon.
what was the name? What was the name of the planet? Or what was the name that one of the factions calls the planet?
Hillis Neos.
Hilos Neos.
HELLANEOS.
Okay.
So you basically you arrived in the middle of the night. Well, the middle of the night your time. It was like 10 in the morning their time. You kind of got a day or so of jet lag of getting synced up with the planet.
Interplanetary jet lag.
Yep.
Is like cryogenics a thing where we gotta sleep this whole time? Have we been awake for a whole year?
I think you'd have been awake for most of it.
Okay.
They do have the tech, but considering you're traveling at near realistic speeds, to you it doesn't seem that long. To everybody else, on the other hand,
That's true. It seems like a year or so to people on the outside. I was not thinking about that.
I want to say there's even like a class of people that's literally just says, "Hey, I just got off the ship. How old are you? Let me check." Oh boy.
Here, I'm legally able to drink.
Yeah, I forget what it's called. But yeah, the people that just live on ships all the time, so they're never in sync, kind of with the rest of the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
they're
they're
just
the
like,
spaceborne.
yeah, that's no, they're cosmopolitans. That's the name of the people.
I'll say to the point, one of my pilot talents is spaceborne.
But anyway, so 0600 hours. Y'all are up. The days on this world are like 23 hours and 45 minutes long, so there's not a whole lot of adjustment as far as that goes. All the computers and stuff automatically sync up your watches. So
yeah,
I have the what do you call it? The Omni Hook. Just a thick display on my wrist.
Yeah. So you're the squad hotspot.
Yes. It runs very hot.
Up of Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Wi-Fi's not working too well. Yeah, hold your arm up higher.
Why are you standing so close? I need a signal.
Have your sister pick you up.
So anyway, military, y'all are up. Feeling a little more in sorts now. You check your schedules. You are scheduled for a training exercise.
Okay.
6 in the morning on the first day. This is
cool.
The training's not for an hour or two. You got time to eat breakfast and stuff.
At 8 in the morning on the first day. This is bull.
I'm gonna replace a little chunk of there's a little, those little plastic bits that are on speakers that you put in for like I forget what you call it. Oh no, the thing when you're making a desk, the little thing on the back that has that you run the wires through.
A grommet?
That's it.
Yeah.
Cortov has one right here. He's like cleaning it out. He has a data plate.
He has a grommet where?
Right here. Just like right on his chin.
So he feeds something up into him?
No, he just has it. He has it. It's his little implant.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the charging station. Yank.
All right, so y'all are in the same bunk, or same bunkhouse.
That's a big bunk.
That's a huge bunk.
That's an Alaska king.
It's also slightly distracting because the cat is fading in and out on the touch screen.
Yeah,
it's really a small displacer beast.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
You do.
Welcome to Zoom.
I'm sorry.
Just be glad it's not the other one because that one likes to attack feet.
Oh, Kobe Jack, he's right here. That you can't see him right now.
Oh yeah, that Displacer Beast.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yes,
an
Mason,
orange
you were gonna say
boy.
something.
That explains
Yes,
a lot.
he
Then.
is an orange boy. And then I have a Void, but he's on the ground staring up at me like, Mom, because I have food.
Yeah.
Uh,
I would probably die in like 3 seconds if I ever went into your house.
Allergic
Or-
to cats as well.
Well, it's like one cat I'm okay with. Like any more than that, I have a problem.
Tangent of the year, first one.
First one of the year.
oh yeah, I guess this is news.
Yeah.
Woo!
But
Mars
what
only
I
had one
would,
on the session.
what I was
I'll
going to
just-
say is technically, what I'm thinking about doing with Duba and Rappy, can't talk, Duba and Rappy, is once we get into the actual first session, of having YouTube technically be part of another unit, but a unit that has gotten mostly wiped out. And rather than
Okay.
assigning you to a specific unit, they've been shifting you around as backup. So the 4 weeks that you're here with us,
We'll be
then you've
here
been
helping
assigned to
them
help this
out.
group with whatever mission they're going on. And then the 4 weeks that you're going to have to be at work, then you're off helping somebody else. Just as an easy story way to.
Yeah.
Get y'all in and out.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with that. And if you want us to like do particular roles in order to say mission successful, mission failed, few other things in between, then I'll happily do that.
I will probably just keep moving y'all up at the same rate as everybody else, just to keep everybody even.
Yay.
And that just seems simpler.
Fortunately, XP is very easy in Lancer.
Yes, it's just mission based.
Yeah.
Not
Did you
session
finish?
based, mission
Oh.
based.
And I'm getting a backstory ready for my character. I just was so busy.
Oh yeah, well, this is the session 0. We're just rough introductions. I'll introduce a few NPCs, and then we'll do a mock combat. That's basically what I got planned.
Suspicious of every NPC.
Read.
Kortov wakes up from his bunk and gets one of those little poppers. He goes, "Happy birthday to me."
Mastio!
That's it.
All right, well, y'all are up. Your schedules have pinged. You've got to be at the simulators at 8 o'clock. Like I said, it's right at 6 now.
Okay. So we got enough time to get some quick.
And Kortov goes about his day. As he's doing the thing where he like brushes his teeth and checks the news at the same time.
Whereas if you go into the hangar, you've got Uriah probably up on the ceiling, like looking down at the mech as he's working on his Everest.
The city that y'all's base is closest to is named Pylos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pylos. For our note keeper.
You.
Mm-hmm.
And the base is about 2 clicks from the city itself. Someday the city will probably expand out and sort of surround it or envelop it. The base is technically jointly run, but there's actually more Union people here than League people. Just as this is where Union has based most of its operations on.
Well, just the fact that the
other than
Union
its
is getting
administration.
involved. Oh, the fact that the
Yeah.
Union's getting involved at all this time.
Yeah.
All right, so you've got 2 hours. Sarah, what is your character doing?
Probably walking through the hangar, seeing brother hanging from the ceiling. Decides it's entirely too early to go find a stick long enough to poke him to get down. Instead, just yells up, "Mission in 2 hours, training in 2 hours. It's too early for your shenanigans. I'm getting coffee."
Would you mind bringing me some? I'm working on the CVA module.
You do not need any coffee, and you are not getting any coffee on the ceiling.
But why?
Because you are hanging from the ceiling and you're going to dump it in something or burn your good hand.
I'll get off the ceiling. Coffee.
Coffee going.
Big
Doesn't work.
At which point there's a and then brother is walking with me, gonna go get coffee.
Other mechanics in the hangar just over on one side talking to each other, watching the whole exchange.
Probably just like, damn pilots.
Fly boys. Every time.
Jeremy.
Like I said, he's like
Oh, that's right.
brushing his teeth, checking the news.
Okay.
He doesn't have good clothes. He just has like, just a standard like jumpsuit or whatever. And yeah, he's just checking the local news.
Okay.
Anything particularly spicy going on?
They have a World Wide Web sort of thing set up.
Mm-hmm.
You can also pick up a lot of broadcasts from the city.
Genuinely, what he's looking for.
And early in the morning, there's lots of morning shows, lots of people going over the traffic and the weather. There is news about the war. Troops holding steady here, having to fall back over here. Generally, the tone of it all, it doesn't seem like people realize. The impression that you had as y'all were shipping out was that things were a little more dire.
Doesn't feel dire.
No.
One
But
of
they're
my
also not
skill
talking
triggers-
about casualty numbers or anything like that.
Sure. So one of my skill triggers is word on the street. So that's going to be one of his things that he defaults back to, especially in a new location. So he is just looking around and getting the skinny, and he's not going to do any deep diving yet because it's still 6:15.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point he will end up doing deep dives and probably trying to get a connection to a Matt Shinar broadcast just to see what's going on over there.
Okay. And for simplicity's sake,
Sure.
Well, I'm sure they have like translator devices and stuff.
Oh, I have a translator. We're good.
As you've been traveling, you were you have basically been taught at least passable, at a passable conversational level.
Yep.
The two main languages of the two sides in this conflict.
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of smaller, lesser spoken languages. You had kind of the founding colonists, and then there's been a lot of immigration since then, so you got basically all the nations on this planet are pretty cosmopolitan. Maybe not those islands on the far side of the planet. You don't know there. That may be like their version of the Appalachians or something.
Mm-hmm.
Space hillbillies. Hadn't thought about that, but now.
The hills have eyes. In space.
Appalachia.
The hills have
That'd be
eyes and
fantastic.
mix.
The nebulas have eyes.
I don't like what you're implying, son.
Let us talk about many things.
So is your Decker, are you going out to get any food?
Yes. He will go get. He'll join the rest of the group at Falafel House when we start to move out. Hey, if it's gonna be a thing, it's gonna be a thing.
Now,
And
there's
so we go
also
to Falafel House or the mess?
there's also a mess.
Probably the mess.
Yeah.
since we do have to be at training.
I guess.
We'll go for Waffle House later.
Okay.
Patrick, what is your character going to spend the morning doing?
Well, I actually do get food, but in the process, I also go and I'm actually in the mech bay with Whip. And it's some of the mechs, mind you, like in this world, it wouldn't be unusual, but it's obvious I'm carrying on a conversation with Whip. My mech.
Ah,
Wow. So you have an NHP.
Actually, yes.
wait, Whip. Okay, so
Work
okay,
in
Yeah,
progress.
work in progress.
gotcha. I had been wondering. Crap, what was that name I was writing down? There it is. No, that's not it.
And
So, what kind of
both
personality
me-
does Whip have?
at this stage,
if you haven't come up with that yet, don't you? That's all right.
Yeah, I really haven't yet, so.
Okay.
Oh, you took Technophile, didn't you?
Yes.
Eh.
All right. All right. So you see younger sister / bigger sister.
Yeah,
Cut.
I saw the argument going on.
You know, and him
So-
thump, and head out to get coffee. So did you grab food before coming to the?
Actually, yes, I did.
Okay, so you're already sitting there munching on whatever you grabbed, talking to Whip, who's probably looking forward to getting to do something. About to say
Yeah,
he'd
I
just
know
been
we-
sitting in the mech, but he'd probably been shut down for most of the trip.
Yeah, I know you've been shut down for most of the trick, and don't worry, it was just a whole lot of nothing for the entire time we were going. Trust me.
Yeah, he'd have been woken up periodically as y'all did training exercises on the way. Because even in the training exercises, they basically plug him into the simulation, so it's still like he's there with you, in the mech.
Yeah.
One of the mechanics slides over to you. So who was the lady that came and got the hyper guy?
As far as I'm aware, that's his sister.
Okay.
There is. This my guy actually does have investigated. I'll have to say, looking at him, I know they're related just because of the files, but I don't see the resemblance.
It's the hair.
And all of a sudden I turn around, hair can be dyed.
Looks like his hair.
Hence why
enough.
his hair is so much more vibrant.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, he offers you his hand. Ishmael Dyer. Well, we said a lot of each other,
Okay.
I'm one of the
Ishmael.
mechanics assigned to this hangar.
Hell, you'll be in good company. Do you mind if I call you Ishmael?
You may call me
I
Ishmael.
made it.
And he sits there and chats with you for a little bit. Once he figures out you don't really know those two all that well. But he feels on some of the surrounding area, this, that, and the other. Now, when Whip talks to you, is it just coming out of like the mech speakers, or have you got like a comm or an earbud or something?
Calm earbud, but it's one of those things that think like in classic kind of sci-fi fashion, everyone else he sounds like just a bunch of beeps and bloops, but I understand him perfectly.
Okay.
Binary to human translation.
Going to assume that you've set that your character has set that up intentionally. Either that or Whip does it for fun.
Yep.
All right, Rappy. What is your
Yes.
character doing?
Probably going in to get some breakfast and a cup of coffee.
Okay. Let's see. And Duba.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you and Rappy's characters would be housed in the same bunk
Mm-hmm.
or bunkhouse. You have probably been on the planet slightly longer than the rest of the guys. The ship that dropped them off is not the only ship that's been dropping people off. But you haven't been here very long. You've been here maybe a week. Long enough to go off on one mission that did not turn out well. Though you did get the notification of a training session. Saying 2 hours, whatnot. As you're getting up, you see Rappy's character head out the door, probably to the mess hall.
No, my character, he probably would have wandered over to the hangar bay with a kind of a data pad in hand. Mainly because he's curious to see the stock of munitions that they might currently have. See if he might be able to persuade people to maybe order a little bit more of the explosive kind.
Okay, so you wander in there. As you're walking up to it, you see a very tall lady walking away. And a little bit later, a brightly haired guy kind of jogging after her. Once you get inside the hangar, you see some of the mechanics working. You see Ishmael slide up to somebody you don't know and start up a conversation. They're standing next to a frame that you haven't seen before. So you assume it must have been off the last ship that came through. You knew that they were dropping off reinforcements.
You make note of the mech just because it's just something different. Like, okay, interesting design, interesting look. I like it. Probably could use a little tweak to that mount there on the shoulder, but it looks like it'll do fine. Of course, he's just thinking this to himself. He's not speaking aloud.
And most of the mechs in here are probably Everests. Who amongst y'all is not in an Everest currently? Okay, you took the tankier.
Sigartha, yeah.
Okay.
The Sagarmatha.
Sagarmatha, yeah.
Is everybody else in kind of the starter Everest?
Yeah, everyone's in
Yeah.
there.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in Everest.
Alright, so Patrick and Duba are working. Once Ishmael gets done talking to him, Patrick's probably still working on his mech. Duba, you're in there talking to would an individual hangar have a quartermaster? Maybe talking to the head mechanic to see about getting some extra munitions. And they can produce a certain amount, and when you're talking to him, he's telling you about the different munitions the ship has brought in, because they didn't just drop off people, they dropped off supplies. And the rest of you all make your way to the mess.
Mhm.
just think of a large cafeteria. They're handing out food cafeteria style. Most of the people working behind the counter are probably locals. It doesn't look like it's like military personnel back there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kurtav makes an effort to speak their language whenever possible to keep up at it and also respect the culture that he's in.
And most of them seem to be in the habit of not correcting you like they're looking at a nose at you, but it's like they deal with a lot of people that are trying to learn the language.
Mhm.
So you're not pronouncing, if you're mispronouncing something badly, they kind of,
No, that actually means go fuck yourself in this language. You have to not use that inflection.
Do not roll that R.
But a lot of people in here get breakfast this time. And as you're walking across the base, you see a lot of infantry guys, a lot of the regular soldiers, the non-lancers, out doing morning drills. Looks horrible. Y'all have to do some of that, but not quite as much.
Could that be me?
Is Vega like, you think they'd let me go beat up a guy just to keep in practice?
But a guy wouldn't really be any challenge to you. Now, if they found a bear,
Does this planet have bears?
I don't know.
No.
You've checked?
Yep.
What about like a really beefy like reptile, like a crocodilian with
There's
maybe...
not a lot for animals. You're just gonna have to find an equally muscled up person to go.
There's plenty
Square
of
up.
animals on this planet.
Then all of a sudden you hear that the JoJo theme and Stazka appears in the background.
Stand. It's kind of pouting. Goes back
Jason,
to
we're always going to ask about Stazka. You know this.
Yes, I know. And next time we play a full-fledged sci-fi game with aliens and stuff, some version of him will probably reappear. I've still got his token.
Could have humanoid Stadska.
It just no. I think Cortaz just like starts listing off all of the animals and wildlife here. He's like, no, if you want something big and burly, you're gonna have to fight. Go fight one of those infantry guys. That'll probably be funny.
Maybe after coffee.
Let's drink your coffee first.
Just the getting to know you training, or is anyone here if there's a purpose to this training they got us all going to?
Probably. I'd imagine it's probably see if we can actually work together as a unit.
Rappy, the three people in front of you in line are talking about training.
Mm-hmm. I mean, my character already went through that once, right?
Well, your schedule has got you a training session a day, too, though. You got to be at the simulators at 8.
It'd be like 8 o'clock training?
I think I can get a sick note.
Remind me.
I don't think so. I don't think that'll work.
Could actually make you throw up.
Yeah, I just got good planet-side coffee, though. Coffee always tastes better on planet. It's a known fact.
Well, yeah, they only had like steam in the ship.
You can't do gravity drip coffee in 0G.
Can't do. It's just the steam, and they didn't even have milk.
They had the dry creamer. They didn't have like actual liquid creamer.
Ugh.
Well, they had milk. At least they
Had.
say it is.
We're not asking where it came from.
It's not milk.
You can't believe it's not milk.
No, I can believe it. I can believe it.
So Sarah gets her coffee. Eric, when you step up, the lady serving looks at you. She's been watching you kind of dancing around and, impatient, not standing still in line.
Yes.
Decaf?
I got some training today, so probably the good stuff.
I can scrape him from the ceiling. It's fine.
You have to catch me first.
And then a Ritalin blow dart hits you in the neck.
And a very long, very taking years of training.
You know what? Yeah, I probably should take the decaf, unfortunately.
She nods like
Where's
she
my
thinks that's a good
brother?
idea before she puts decaf.
Do you have hot? Do they call it tea here? Is it like some sort of hot leaf juice?
Oh yeah, they've got a variety of teas. If
Perfect.
coffee's not your thing.
I'll go with that.
Just a bunch of dried leaves. That's all it is.
It's what I asked for.
It's actually just an oak leaf in water.
Perfect.
Has a very woody flavor.
Jesus.
Is that just sawdust? Yes.
Lots of
I'll
fiber.
say light the leaf on fire, and the tea suddenly gets a little smoky.
But yeah, they've got coffee, they've got tea, they've got various milks. Goat milk is apparently popular on the planet.
I think I could wrestle a goat.
It's much smaller than you. What's the point?
I don't know. We have not seen these goats. They could be really beefy goats. They could lift.
Just
You come
show a
around,
picture. Show a picture of the space goat.
We come around, you see your character juggling goats now.
There's just not much wildlife to fight in outer space. Or
I'm just
people that
imagining
want to train.
depending on the size of the goats, be like jury rig, a goat launcher, and a
No, you're not trebucheting goats.
Hey, one of my pilot skills tags is literally invent or create. I can jury rig.
No.
Anyway. Alright, so y'all get y'all's breakfast. There's not a lot of seating, so most of y'all, obviously the ones that know each other, all of you wind up sitting fairly close together. And everybody seems to be sitting, you remember how, like, high school cafeteria where everybody kind of clicks up?
Yeah.
You can kind of spot there's like, it's probably based on who's in the same unit. Or maybe who's got the same specialties. There's definitely a one table just full of people, deeply into some engineering talk.
Over there's a table with a bunch of people who are all wearing sunglasses, shirtless, and playing volleyball for some weird reason.
Nerd.
And your breakfast was an odd assortment of normal, what you would think what we would think of as normal things, scrambled eggs and stuff. But there's also stuff like hummus, some sort of cheese pie with honey in it.
Actually, though,
This isn't bad.
Yeah, some other random somebody at the table. Yeah, that's something that's like their breakfast stuff around here.
I can get used to this. And it
I gotta
has
teach somebody how to pack sausage.
and it has honey in it.
Yeah, bees for some reason do real well in this world.
Just from Sarah's reaction, I see Vika going, wait.
All
Being caffeinated.
of a sudden,
Start the clock.
all of a sudden,
All
You're not the only character with the inventor ability. Engineering.
Yep.
The bee gun.
Same here, engineering. Sweet.
Oh, we could reinvent that scion power Sarah had, the bee grenade.
Bee jar.
The bee jar.
Less religious, more chaotic.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus.
Still just as chaotic, just far less religious, more scientific.
Do we need to clear a room? Yes. Just suddenly, like, just Patrick,
Bee
my
grenade.
character, both pull out grenades full of bees. Like, hee hee.
I think they get mad if I snuck some of this into the mech while we're doing training.
Probably.
We're not gonna be in the mech though. We're gonna be in the simulators.
Really? They're not even letting us play in the mechs after we landed?
Oh.
One of the randos sitting on the same long table kind of glances down at you when you say that, Sarah. Nah, the city gets the city council guys get all upset if we start stomping around in the mix too much.
I mean,
It's almost like there's a war or something going on.
there's like
Yeah,
a bunch of islands on the butt side of this planet. We could go practice there.
That's a long drive or long flight with burning a lot of fuel. What, you don't like the simulators? They're very immersive.
Nothing beats grabbing somebody's mech and throwing it a good a good distance. It's very visceral.
It works quite well.
I wouldn't know. I don't actually pilot them for real. I mean, I've played around in the simulators, so.
Looking to become one.
Maybe, I don't know. It sounds fun, but there's also, you're also kind of a target.
Yeah.
For a target here.
Well, yeah, but this base is way behind the line, so.
For now.
Yeah, fair. From what I hear, things aren't going all that well, so.
Do you know why the Union got involved this time?
Not really. I mean, there's been rumors of the Shinar like wiping out some towns close to the border, like smaller towns. Civilian targets. Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I know the league's having a rough time of it lately. But why Union picked a side, I don't. We haven't really been told. I mean,
yeah. Thanks for later.
I'm just part of the support staff for the base, so it's not like I'm not as high up the chain as y'all are. So,
Nah, that's fair. Yeah, questions for later.
And the general chat around you, these folks don't seem that worried.
Yeah.
But they are also mostly Union, so if things go really badly, they'll probably just get on a ship and leave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Eventually, 8 o'clock starts to get close. Your schedule pings to give you like a 30-minute reminder.
Well,
I hit the
Time to go.
snooze several times.
meanwhile, Uriah literally vaults the table.
You gotta stop doing that. gonna take out somebody's breakfast or face.
There's no one across from me this time.
Yeah, this time.
I looked.
You said that when you dumped a whole bowl of oatmeal into some old lady's lap. You said she suddenly appeared there.
But she did.
Just take the win. Let's go.
Oh, who's in the chat? Somebody's in the chat.
Who?
Is that one of y'all or is that somebody else?
Hello,
That's not me.
It is not me.
It is not me either.
Excellent.
Hello, Echo.
It's a new mystery person.
Echo.
I'm trying to remember if I've seen that name before.
You have.
Okay, I was about to say it seemed familiar.
Is it Car?
No.
Mm.
It's one of my friends.
Ah,
Okay,
mystery solved.
Mystery
Training.
solved.
let's go. Try to be perky and personable. I'll just stand
Don't-
farther back.
Down.
As you walk out the door,
That's why they gave me decaf.
there's one of the like MPs standing next to the door that he catches Eric's eye as you're walking out. Watch the horseplay. Watch the horseplay. That's all.
Big
That's
sister
awesome.
kind of
I-
goes up like a little big sister.
I did. There was nobody there. It was just the fastest path to the door.
And the rest of you, he makes no comment to you. The rest of y'all behave themselves.
I have played stoic characters almost every game except for one before this.
Let's see. Yeah, you were stoic in Aspergenesis. Fairly stoic in Vampire. Not really in
Giving
Scion.
Monkey energy.
Yeah, I was full monkey energy in Scion.
Star Wars, You definitely weren't chaotic. Fair enough. But,
Alright, training before we get in more trouble.
yes, yes.
I have two modes, Gur and Ree.
I'm already imagining my character's just been standing there even before the 30-minute marker, just with his pipe in there, just having a good smoke, waiting for everybody else. Like, all right, any moment now.
Yeah, the rest of y'all walk in. Duba's already sitting there, like he said. Patrick would probably have beaten you because the hangars are closer to the simulators than the mess. Also in there is a private Verner's Cornwell, who is in charge of the simulation. And he's sitting there with his little... imagine somebody sitting there with a clipboard, but it's not really a clipboard. It's like a little tablet.
Base clipboard.
So like an iPad.
Yeah. But,
I tossed the private some sort of like hand fruit that I got from Mess.
he fumbles it and almost drops the iPad. Or the iPad, the tablet.
Legally distinct.
Yes, yes.
Let's get this over with.
Apple for teacher? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Alright, well, your opponents are already loaded up in their pods in the other room, so he leads y'all to where y'all's pods are.
And now we start the tournament arc.
May the odds be ever directed towards you.
Alright, let's switch over to the map screen.
Okay.
Everybody's faces rearranged. Alright. So you climb into the pods. They are very much designed like the cockpit of an
There's
Everest.
on the map on Roll20.
No, the map's not secret. Oh, y'all can't see the map, you said. Where have I got y'all at? Ah.
The mystery map.
Yes.
mystery map.
Oh, and I probably need to give each of y'all control over one of these. Now, y'all have all got one of two tokens as far as the
I
loot
do
goes.
not.
I figured it out.
Yeah. How do you move?
Hang on just a second. I'm
He's got to
assigning
get
them all.
permissions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a token for you, and a token for you.
Everybody gets a token.
Somewhere you hear Vika just groan because it's an Everest.
Yeah, because I want to say Everest don't have official artwork because they're all so generic, or everyone's is a little different.
Yep, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's just mostly groaning it because it's an Everest, so it's smaller than the mech she's used to.
Yeah.
Cornwall's voice comes over like he was listening to you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, don't worry. We've got the loadout and the stats in the simulation. It should match up with your lance or with your frame.
Can I enlarge it then to a size 2?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think I actually can. Hold on.
All right. Who does not have a token yet?
I do not.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. There's a token.
Interesting.
You may have to enlarge it because I cannot enlarge it to a size 2.
All right. Which one are you?
I'm the one off down to the side there.
Right here.
Back and to the left.
Okay.
Ah, I have one now.
Yeah.
Well, that seems a little bigger than it should be.
There. Okay. Huzzah.
Well, I think it takes up like a triangle's worth of the
Yeah.
hexagons. So like if she was say like
Yeah.
right there, she would take up this one and this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
like that one.
Hold on. Where's the free handy? So a size 2 is like
There we go.
There we go.
that big.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
That-
the model he
yeah.
has.
Please. No.
Please delete that because we are all 12.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Versus size 3, which is
Like, yeah, it's
Flower.
All right. You should be able to control the big guy now.
Yeah.
she's a Tortuga.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's
All
pull
right, there I-
all you. Let's pull all you back. Just
Really?
everybody else, quit moving mechs for a minute.
All right.
Okay.
Never.
I'm just gonna move them more.
So what? We're actually like fighting actual people?
Yeah. I mean, they're in a
Fighting-
simulator too, but yeah.
And then suddenly we hear down 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 down.
All right. You're loaded up into a little, you load into a little map that is just a few city blocks. Nothing too massive. Let's see if y'all start in that corner. We'll start these guys down in this corner. In just 1 second while I figure out how to be able to show the entire map on the overlay.
The world is disappearing.
Oh god.
Yep, bear with me. Oops. Back to the...
There's a bear with you
Oh.
too?
Ra has returned, and he's also a bear.
Oh no!
I'm gonna wrestle it.
I see. He's changing it for stream purposes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because it can only go so far over. Alright, that should allow me to move the camera around as I need to show whatever I need to. Yeah. Back to the token layer. Never mind, I moved too far. You can tell we are professional.
Mm-hmm.
Session 0. We're both putting the dust onto it and knocking the dust off.
This is true.
Yeah.
Alright. So that means I can see.
Like a cat, you do both.
Not what I needed.
Okay, that should be good. This time for sure.
Once more, with feeling.
Oh, there's some feeling. Okay, so y'all load in. It's a small map.
Mhm.
The lieutenant tells you this is a simple scenario. Your goal is simply to eliminate the opposition. Nothing too fancy. Just making sure you've worked the kinks out after your long trip. Moving around, people got out of their hexes. All right. So the way initiative works in Lancer, PCs will almost always go first, unless an NPC has got a trait that specifically lets them go first. And presumably, if you were getting ambushed, by surprise or something. I haven't actually seen surprise rules, but they're probably in there. There's no rolling for initiative. We alternate back and forth between me and you, which I think it's kind of how it worked in Scion. For those
This is
that
roughly how it worked with Vampire.
Yeah, truthfully. So, y'all starting off? Which one of y'all wants to go first?
Okay.
I'm assuming we have comms like between our group.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, you're in communication.
All right.
Anyone got sight on these guys?
I don't have sight, however, who's probably, just a quick question, who's going to be running up and getting in the face of them?
I'm decent at it.
I can make sure their face has something to hit and give y'all some cover while you're hitting their faces. So,
Well, because I got a shield projector on my mech that I'm pretty sure is going to be handy for somebody. That's project shield, type 3 shield projector. Nominated a character within line of sight. All ranged or melee attacks that unit make against you or against them gain a +2 difficulty until the start of your next turn.
I've got deployable cover. So we got that too. 2 sections of size 1 hardcover adjacent to me And she herself, her mech is also hardcover if you're adjacent to her.
Is movement representative of each of these that I can move? So if I have 4 movement, I can move 4 hexagons.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay.
That's also why they recommend hexes for this, just so you don't have to worry about moving diagonal things of 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what you can do in a round
Mhm.
is you can move your speed, and then you can take either a full action or 2 quick actions. A full action would be things like barrage, where you attack with 2 different weapon systems. Where a quick action, you could attack with like 1 weapon system. You got the PDF, I would probably pull that out.
Oh wait, yeah. Did we put the PDF back up for us to use?
I have it somewhere. I have to go finding it. I downloaded Lancer a long time ago.
And if you're using CompCon, it does have, like, when you mark it off, it marks off at the bottom what you can do before your end turn.
Yep. Yeah, CompCon
Alright.
has an active mission mode where it'll list everything you can do, and if you click buttons, it'll say, "All right, you've done this. You can't do this again this turn," or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
In the
very
Z-axis?
handy.
So quick actions are things like firing a weapon, like I said, activating a system. So like I think activating that shield thing Patrick was talking about would fall into that. Or moving further. So you can get more movement.
The boost
Also-
action.
The Z-axis for like flight and stuff.
I guess we would have to keep it with height.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Hey, Jason,
Mhm.
I'm going to warn you ahead of time. With what I'm going to be doing this game, you will have to keep up with height.
Okay.
Just fair warning. One of my pilot talents that I have is Ace.
Okay.
Hey, me too.
So, just be warned.
Where are all these spider monkeys coming from?
All right. And
From the heavens!
And full actions, like I said, are firing a barrage, performing field repairs on a mech. So you can quickly do some repairs.
I think the stabilize action is in full.
Oh, within line of sight. Okay, cool.
You can also overcharge once per turn, which gives you an additional quick action, but also generates heat.
Yes.
And you do not want to build up too much heat.
Ooh, or do you?
So I guess Cortava will go
Depends on the
first.
mech.
I'll take he'll take his movement to go
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 over here.
Okay.
He spots this corner over here. So and this is supposed to be my mech, right?
Yeah, if it's the,
It's
if
like
it's the one you can
approximate-
control, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm saying like the mech I'm using in the simulation is supposed to approximate
Yes,
mine.
it is approximating yours, yes.
Okay, cool. So you watch as like out of his elbow joint, it looks like plaster gets shot out, but it hardens very quickly. It looks like a jellyfish, and it flies over and sticks and hardens very quickly in this corner over here. I'm gonna use a quick action to deploy my one of my drones.
Okay.
Oh, for a second there, I thought you were going to Spooderman on us.
Not quite. So
Do
just
we want? Do we want to set up somewhere for them to come to us, or we want to go find them?
Ping the hex
I
to
can do.
put that in.
We can do both.
I think he put it here, I believe.
Yes, right here, right on that corner where that building would be.
Okay. I put a little blue thing there, so we're good now.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now
Probably
it's,
need, if he's got a drone, kind of like you did with my character, you might need to get like a little token for
Yeah,
him eventually.
that'll be something to do in the coming week.
Yep. So that is
Now, is it attached to the
action.
wall, or is it just kind of floating there?
it. Attaches to any object or surface within sensors or line of sight.
Okay. And what does it do once it's there?
It gains a turret action reaction, which can be taken once for each deployed turret drone. I am going to make the assumption that just fires
Okay.
when it sees something. Oh wait, here it is. Turret attack. The drone deals 3 kinetic damage to their target.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So that was your 2 quick that was your move. No, that was your move and 1 quick action.
That was my move and 1 quick action. Let's see. I think I will prepare a. I will use prepare for my. Oh, never mind. Nope. That was a full action apparently.
Oh, deploying these drone.
Yes.
Okay.
It says quick action, but it took a full action. That's weird.
That is a little weird.
Oh well. And then I will able to boost my allies?
Do you have an action left to do that?
A quick action, yeah.
And something to all right, what do you have that you could boost?
Bolster. That's what I was thinking of. I would like to bolster as I look through the names. Vika.
And that does what exactly?
Gives +2 accuracy on your next skill check or save between now and the end of your next turn.
There we go. That's what I was looking for.
If I recall correctly, a 2 accuracy would mean you would add 2 6-sided dice to your 20-sided dice when you roll.
Okay.
Yeah. And pick the highest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you only get one of the dice that can't.
And so until the end of
until the end of your next turn.
At the end of your next turn or the end of my next turn?
Let me reread that. Because I believe that is the end of your next the end of their next turn.
Okay.
Cool. And everything else is I'm not gonna overcharge. I'll just kind of stay where I am.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right.
I went first, guys.
Yay!
Hooray!
How tall is this building here?
We're gonna say that this one and this one are 5 hexes tall.
5 hexes tall. Okay.
These 3 along the top are 4 hexes tall.
Mm-hmm.
As are the ones at the bottom here.
Okay.
And then this miscellaneous stuff over here is basically 2 hexes tall.
I was gonna say, is that smaller than our mechs?
It's
Our mechs are smaller than that. Our mechs are
okay.
Yeah.
Since we're size 1, our mechs are 1 hex tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Sarah's is 2 hexes tall.
Yeah. So I'm over here. So
All right, but if Jeremy is done, then it is one of my guys goes.
So how does a reaction work? Is that something I can do on someone else's turn, like in every other system, or is that something else?
Let me double check.
Basically, whatever would trigger it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use a reaction. I know anytime in your turn, and then certain reactions say when you can use them.
Yeah, Overwatch is the trigger is a hostile character starts any movement, including boost and other actions, inside one of your weapon's threat effect. So, so what is the threat range of the turret?
It doesn't show.
Give me a second.
HP is good.
Oh, the turret attack. An allied character within range 10 of a turret drone makes a successful attack. And then the turret deals 3 kinetic damage to their target as long as it has line of sight.
Okay, so it will deal damage on top of damage someone else has dealt.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Alright, so that one is moving. Let's see. I hate for that to be all he does, but he doesn't have anything. Alright, he moves and goes on Overwatch. One of y'all?
One moment. I'm trying to. What the hell? I know lock on is a thing. I'm trying to remember what it is.
I think it's a quick action where you basically, well, where you lock on to someone.
Yeah, and then anybody in the group can use it. Somebody else can go while I look this up.
Alright, then who? Lock on. When you lock on, you digitally mark a target, lighting them up for your teammates' targeting systems and exposing weak points. To lock on, choose a character within sensors and line of sight.
Mhm.
They gain the lock on condition. Any character making an attack against a character with lock on may choose to gain one advantage or one accuracy, whatever it's called, on that attack, and then clear the lock on condition
Okay.
after the attack resolves. This is called consuming lock on.
All right. Cool. Well, no, I'm going to do then, even because we can't reach them with sensors right now. But what I will do, this building here, getting on top of it, would that count as soft cover against people on the ground? Or sort of use it as a perch point?
Yeah, assuming you're not just standing right at the very, very edge. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I will Spaceborne and boost. Okay. So I take 2 heat because of Spaceborne EVA. But I do fire up the thrusters on the EVA module, which let me so I can boost 4, and I can go up because of rapid burst jump jet system.
Okay.
It lets you fly while you boost, and because I'm boosting, I can fly an additional 3 because of the EVA system because I spooled up the thrusters at the cost of 2 heat.
Gotcha.
So I am on the roof, but that took both of my quick actions to do.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 2 left that I can move, so I can go 1, 2.
All right. Sounds fair.
And I am on the roof.
All right. So next up for my guys. I need more screens. 3 is not enough.
Tell me about it.
All right. There's the little guy. All right, so he moves
Where is
6.
There's my thing I very much love on the CompCon thing is if you have something that affects like one of your weapons, it actually has a thing down there that you can just sort of mouse over and it tells you what it does.
Mm-hmm. All
That's
right.
very nice.
He's gonna boost. Where's that? All right, that gives him a heat. It's just enough to get him to the corner of this building. And with the one quick action he's got left, and you would see him come up over the edge of that building, and he's hovering over it.
Okay.
It is someone in a Hornet.
All right.
So this is a half size. I think it's half size. Let me find the. Yeah. So it's a half size. So it's actually smaller than all the rest of you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a Iron Man armor rather than we're all in.
Bulkier than that.
Armor, basically.
Yeah.
I've always imagined like the power armor from Fallout.
Yeah, or 40K, the Marines armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Space Marine.
You gotta say it right. Space Marines.
Yeah, I'm not good at that accent. I never have been.
I did not pay enough attention to his weapons to realize he was not going to be able to reach you from up there. Oh well. So that's where he is.
Mm-hmm.
You hear someone, no, you probably wouldn't hear them on their comms unless they wanted you to. All right, so that's all for him. One of y'all.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Go 1, 2. I will actually climb up this foliage using this cover.
Okay. Soft cover, of course, but yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. Let me double check how this stuff go. Back up. Hop that active mode. There we go. Okay, I see how that works out. I'm going to actually, being that is an obviously smaller, different when we're all in Everest, I don't know if you can pull off sensor ping or genuine general kind of scan. Essentially electronic attack. I'm trying to actually at least get an idea of the kind of mechs we're going up against. Getting intel in this instance.
Alright, let me see here. Let's see, when you search, you attempt to identify hidden characters.
I think that one climbed up the building, so would it even be in line of sight of you being in the bushes?
No, the only two mechs that have line of sight on each other, as far as on opposing sides, is Eric can see the Hornet, and the Hornet can see Eric.
Yeah.
They're just like looking at each other.
I look at you.
Are you approaching me?
As far as sensors go, try to see if there is a scan sort of thing.
Well, because hacking can be done almost as a action where you don't really even need visual. That's why I was.
Let's see.
Invade is, yeah.
Oh, scan. Here we go. When you scan, you use your mech's powerful sensors to perform a deep scan on the enemy. To scan, choose a character or object within sensor and line of sight.
Just need to be within 10.
Oh, okay.
Then ask the GM for one of the following pieces of information, which they must answer honestly. Your target's weapons, systems, and full statistics.
So sensors on all ours is within 10, so I wouldn't be unless I moved up closer.
Let's see. One piece of hidden information about the target, such as confidential cargo or data, current mission, the identity of the pilot, and so on. Generic or public information about the target that can be pulled from an info bank or records, such as a model number of a mech. Any information gathered is only current at the time of the scan. If the target later takes damage, for instance, you don't receive an update.
So it's another way of also saying how much. If he says it looks kind of bad, I could actually say, hey, this thing's like literally about to explode.
If you've scanned it after it's taken that damage, yes.
Yeah.
So sensor range is 10 for us.
For Everest, yes.
Okay, so
You got to be within sensors and have line of sight. So you can't do a deep scan if they're behind a building or something.
I was saying my drone would have to be here.
Okay,
instead
so
of 3 spaces off.
Gotcha.
So it'd still be up here.
Yeah.
Up here. And how high is this? Why aren't you pinging, dang it?
Yeah, the really.
Well, that's basically a little, this is a little green space with trees, so that's ground level. You're just in amongst the trees.
Okay, it's because I thought this was like gray thing was a building. I didn't know it was like a...
That's a building, and that's a building, and then you got this little area of palm trees in between it.
I see, so... What I would actually have liked to have done is... No, not roller, dang it. No. Curses. Get elevation. That's what I'd be trying to do.
Yeah. Now, that is not... Those little buildings are not as tall as...
These, yeah.
Yeah, those two in the middle are like the tallest things on the board. But okay, so you got up a little bit. Anything else you want to do?
Okay, I don't want to take additional heat.
A little bit of heat won't hurt. Just a little bit.
Can I at least see the guy on the building?
No, that building is basically 5 hexes tall.
Yeah. All right.
And you're on one that's basically 1 hex.
Oh, in that case, I could
Or
actually
2
do a
hexes tall.
double move then in that regards and move my full 4. I mean, I can move twice, what you said, correct?
I was thinking it was, but let me double check. Alright, quick actions. Something said additional move, but I'm not seeing where move is actually a quick action. Eric, do you know if you can move extra with a full action, or do you have to boost to get any kind of extra move?
You boost.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't take the same action twice.
Okay.
That's right, because you can't fire the same weapon system twice in a round.
Yeah, but you can't skirmish twice in a round either. So once you skirmish, that's your attack for the round. Unless you do a barrage, which is your full action, which you can attack twice. Or if you have a super heavy weapon, then that's the only way you can attack, is with the barrage.
Yeah.
Well, attack with the super heavy anyway. But
regardless, I'll move up here.
Okay. Yeah,
And
this first round or two may be a lot of maneuvering more than it's going to be a whole lot of
scanning or anything like that. So,
all right. So if that's your go, then it jumps back to me. And let's see here. He has got a move of 5. see here. He is going to move there, and then he's going to activate his step. And the operator teleports to a free space within line of sight at a range of 50.
Well, okay then.
You may also want to double check, because I know there are some teleporter mechs, but if you roll odd, you might not be on the map anymore.
Said within 50, so it doesn't have to go all the way
it
out there.
doesn't have to go 50.
No, I mean as in, you teleport, you go somewhere, just not where you were. And I literally
this one you have to roll for like for its ability to recharge.
Okay.
There's nothing in here about any random rolls as far as going where you want to go or any of that.
Yeah, it's because I know there's like one mech that's basically the teleport behind you, but potentially if you roll if you do a bad roll, you might like end up, well, I'm on the moon now.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yep.
That's fair.
So he arrives on the top of this building, right at the edge, next to the Hornet. So that was his move. That was a quick action to get up there. He still has one action left. He is going to fire with his plasma rifle. He has a range of 20.
All right then.
You are 11 away from him.
Yep.
This is why I asked if I could go the first one. This way I could shield somebody.
Yeah, but you were planning to shield Sarah, so it wouldn't really have helped in this situation.
And he is a walking shield, so
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So just add more shields to the walking shield. It's fine.
just let her punch something.
Got to get to them first.
We're working on that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right, now how do I make this thing actually roll the attack?
On what?
On the CompCon.
Oh, you just click the skirmish button. On the weapon.
Let's see here. Energy damage, range, the accuracy. Oh, we'll roll actual dice, I guess. I have something. All right. So it's got a +2 accuracy. What is your evasion?
8.
All right, so you said an 8.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I have to roll an 8 or better?
I believe so. It's taking attack against evasion.
I got a 1 on the D20 and a 5 on my best D6.
So I dodge.
So that is a 6, yeah. You dodge or he just misses badly.
Yeah. We'll check. To hit, they must match or beat the target's evasion.
Okay. So it's meet or beat. Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. When he yells up, that's all he's going to do.
Because you can hear her kind of grumbling over the comms, like, I'm a shield. Just walk ahead of me. Sure, that seems like a great idea, guys. Moves up 4 spaces and can't see anybody.
That's the fun part with Lancer. So you started here, yeah?
Yep.
So
Does it go based off my?
you go 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4.
because I'm a
You're much
2.
bigger than us.
Yeah.
Oh, so she could. Okay, wait. Let me go back where I was. I was like right here, I think.
Yep.
Okay, so on my ruler it would be 8 hexes.
You could
So let
probably
me double
fly up and have movement to spare to get up on the roof if you wanted to.
She's a melee kind of gal.
Respect.
Okay.
I mean, if it's for the persona.
You would pick. I don't think you move it that as far as Eric was saying. That didn't sound quite right.
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, there's one which is kind of the main artillery mech.
Barbarossa.
Yeah, it's like size 3. It actually moves
Uh-huh.
slower than the size of its actual unit.
Yeah, you would just, like whichever hex you grab by, basically,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double check. I know range is calculated based off your size. I know that. Let me double check. We're learning.
Yes,
We
yes,
are learning.
because speed is literally a hex for each
Mhm.
number. So but yeah, I'm not saying anything about this in the basic movement section about the size of the mech
Okay.
adjusting that. So
And I will just move back where I was. And who is this right behind me?
That's me.
Congratulations. You're adjacent to me. You now have hard cover. If you would like to
Yay.
use the mech as hard cover.
Can I climb on you?
Nope.
Mm.
Not unless
Unfortunately.
you have a trait that allows it, or she has a mule harness.
Okay. Good to know.
I cannot give you uppies.
all right, you have anything else?
Nothing that I can really do now. And not in a good position to deploy additional cover. So she is just gonna you know what, we're gonna be well no, that's just in the systems. Just double checking. Right now she's just gonna park there and wait for something to come into view and then go punch it in the face.
Okay. All right, jumping back over here. Let's see here. We will let Flamingo go. It walks 3. And that's all it can do for right now. It is a very slow plotting mech.
Lancer is a walking simulator. At least right now.
All right, so which one of y'all, who has not gone over on y'all's side yet?
I think Rappy and Duba.
All right.
I'll go next. Let's see. I only can move 4, so I can go. Wait, which one's mine? Where the piss is my mech?
You're, I think, by the plants, the trees. Because this one's mine right here.
Ah, okay. Okay, now that I actually know which one I'm in control of. Oh, moved about right there, so let me Get to the correct one. 2, 3 faces. And let me see what I can do. I do believe, well, the weapon I plan on using is an arcing type. He probably getting on. Well, now that I think of that. Oh, that would be about right. He get on comms and be like, right, so the jury little fella, you're up on that building, aren't you?
Yep, just got shot at.
I thought that's what I heard. You got visuals.
I'm staring two of them in the face, so one of them's kind of hovering right now.
Good. You say they're about a good few clicks from you, maybe 15 general?
11 to 12.
Oh, my current mission. Alright.
Approximately my 8 o'clock. Assuming the map is clock based on how we're looking at it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fantastic. That's all I needed there, buddy. And I think you said what? Is barrage or skirmish what you use for the one full action?
Depends on what weapon you're using.
Mortar.
Mortar. Barrage lets you shoot 2 separate weapons.
Okay.
Or super heavy.
Or a super heavy. If you're only just going to shoot the one weapon, then it'd be skirmish, and you still have a quick action.
Okay. Well, we're going to fire the mortar, and I guess I will target this one. Nope, come here. There we go. Not bang.
Okay.
I got some grid hexes that need to not be there anymore.
Basically. So
Which one was it you were
skirmish.
clipping on?
It was this fella.
Okay, the Hornet, got you.
I said, what's his evasion?
His evade is a 16.
I missed.
Okay.
Alright. Quick
So y'all hear
action.
explosions off in the distance.
Just thoop.
What kind of a weapon type is the mortar?
It's explosive.
It's a blast, which means it hits both of them. Or both of them have to make that save.
Even if he
No.
misses?
Well, it's I think it's the point of impact. Oh, a mortar's also inaccurate, so you're taking difficulty anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Learning a new system.
Yes.
Yep.
Always fun.
A separate attack roll is made for each target, but damage is rolled only once.
Okay.
So
would I roll again just to see if I hit the other
Yeah,
guy?
you roll to see if you hit the other guy.
Alright, rolling again.
The Hornet, however, is fine.
Okay, what's the other guy's
Let's see, that slipstream. So his evade is 10.
Woohoo! I rolled a 15!
Is that with the difficulty dice factor?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, sir, with a difficulty 1 added.
Well, that's right. You're using comp. It should do that automatically. Okay.
Yep, and I'll roll the attack. Hit. Total damage 2.
All right. So 2 damage. Does he have any armor? All right, so you've done 2 to him. All right.
Yep, and got logistic 1 quick action. Let's see. If anything, I'll just pass on the action because I don't know of anything I can really do for the
That's
moment.
fine. You've scored you've scored first blood
First blood.
for the campaign.
Mhm.
It's probably more than enough.
All right.
Well, you can, if you have another quick action, you can boost if you want to move a little further.
That will generate heat.
Boosting
Yeah.
generates heat.
I thought it was.
Mine generated heat specifically because of the Spaceborne EVA module.
Let's see here. I'm thinking overcharge. I am thinking overcharge. Hold on
Yeah,
just a second. What is it? What does boosts?
You can move up to your movement again,
Okay.
but you have to move at least
Patrick, if you want to move your guy again, we finally
Okay.
found what it is that lets you do that.
Okay.
Dang, I should have done that too.
Feel free to go ahead.
The dash action. It exists.
That
It
was a
does.
foul up on me.
Double
I
dash.
had forgotten entirely what the thing was called and couldn't find it.
Yeah, it is called boost, but yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
up to our speed again.
Yep, yep.
Mhm.
To be fair, some of my guys should have been doing that too.
Well, again, we're learning.
Yep.
I'd say that is how it doesn't look like it on mine, but that is how I got up onto the building. Is I moved another 7 spaces
Gotcha,
because of
gotcha.
Spaceborne EVA and boost.
So Flamingo could have gone another 3. All right. The guy's perched on the roof. We won't even bother with it.
Jeez, yeah. That's actually an insane amount of movement I can make.
Well, and
No,
now knowing
fair.
that boosting can only consume one of the 2 quick actions you can perform.
Yep.
You just
That'd be
can't
good.
boost twice because you can't take the same action twice.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
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 This is
That's
all
also
making
good
more-
to know.
This is making
Next
more
turn.
sense.
Next turn will be more efficient.
Is it a quick action?
It is a quick action.
Okay.
So, you know what? I'll do that. Let's see. So,
Let's say something I'll be making a lot of use of once I get Ace 2.
All right. Beautiful. So, boost. Do it. Okay. That should.
Is that a thing
be-
where you can move, like in Duba's case, move, fire, and then move again?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
just making sure.
Yeah,
Cool.
you can move, quick action skirmish, and then quick action boost.
All right. The tactics are flowing into my head now. We're good.
We're getting there.
All
Okay.
right.
Gonna go
That'll-
full Fire Emblem by the end of this.
Oh God.
Anyway,
Not that Fire Emblem, the good Fire Emblem.
that
Which
completes
one?
my turn.
Sacred Stones.
Amen. I'm gonna be either a wyvern or a Pegasus rider by the end of this, depending on how this goes.
Jesus.
We'll get into core bonus powers eventually, but when we get them, all theater movement suite plus ace means when I move and boost with the mech I'm going to be in, that means I'm moving up to 12 spaces plus a d6. And I can take a
Jeez.
reaction, and go, is there somebody within 6? Yes? Okay. I just appear there as I move at supersonic speeds.
Would my turret see that someone took damage, and would it be able to shoot as a reaction?
Oh, yes. Line of sight.
Does it have line of sight? Because it's right here where this pink little nozzle is.
Those buildings are shorter than the other ones, though.
That's what I thought was described.
Yes, these are 4 hexes tall. These are 5 hexes tall.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
was
if
still
somebody was standing right at the
miss.
edge, you could see them. They'd have some soft cover. That'd be it. But all the way on the other side of the building, they're too far away.
As far as I know, the damage just happens.
What's that? Your drone?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just takes the shot.
It's still taking the damage, it just isn't hitting.
However, it can only do it once, but yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who is
But-
taking damage?
Nobody. because
Oh, you were saying
That
if you
doesn't
had
have
line of
LOS.
sight. If you had line of sight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. He moves 3. 1, 2, 3.
I was like, man, this
Go
is
boost,
really slow
1,
going
2,
combat.
3.
Like, I know we're not like, I know we're learning a new system, but like, surely someone should have shot somebody by now.
Yep.
See some violence.
I got shot at. I dodged. Then they got shot at. They did not.
All of a sudden, Whip chimes in, "Father, I crave violence."
And violence he shall have soon.
Yeah.
All right, so smoke moved, then boosted to move again. Now it's back to y'all.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll boost. I mean, where do I see like my quick actions or whatever it's called?
Click the blue hexagon on the bottom right.
Yeah, the hexagon filled in, which is a full action, and then hexagon half full, which is a quick action. And then that
Oh,
shows you all the quick actions you can take.
gotcha. Okay,
It's very useful.
it
It's-
is.
I love it. It's so good.
Alrighty, so I guess let's see.
A little bit of a learning curve,
1,
but once we get it, I think it'll
2,
be a quick like dun 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 dun.
4. Then I'll boost 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'll be on top of here. This area.
We'll say that's one
At the
tall, so
edge.
yeah, I'll say you can climb up there without any trouble.
Can I see
Alternatively,
through
you
these
could use it as cover.
trees? Or no?
Yeah, but she can't boost that far.
That would be soft cover. So if you're shooting
Okay.
somebody like where's the
That person right there on the box.
yeah, I'm looking for the snap tool thing. All right. So for example, if you were shooting at this guy,
Mm-hmm.
that passes through the trees. So you'd have a d6. You'd have to roll a d6 with your attack and subtract that d6 from the attack roll. You know, it adds difficulty because you're shooting through something that's obscuring your sight.
Yes, but if I wanted to use my turret drones, can I see through the tree to like maybe over here?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't completely block your line of sight. It just makes it a little more difficult.
And I'm gonna toss a turret here.
Okay. Just right here on the corner.
Yes, like right
Okay.
here. Yeah.
I'll try to have turret tokens ready for y'all next time.
And then going to.
Was it a full action or a quick action to deploy that?
It's a quick action.
Okay.
Well, it says free action for me.
It might be something different for you, but
Well,
you might have a different system or something.
Well, the thing is, Everest's, one of their frame traits is once per scene, you may take any quick action as a free action.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The hyperspect fuel injector.
No, that's something else.
Oh.
The frame trait I'm talking about is initiative. It's right next to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you moved, you boosted, you shot that, and because you get another one, you've got one more quick action you can take.
Yeah. Then I
Oh wait, that's right.
so I got one more quick action, right?
Correct.
After her turn's done, Jason, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see what I have.
Do you have any single weapon systems you'd like to fire?
Not that can hit within range.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess let me see, because they have. I guess I'll do a prepare.
You haven't been damaged.
Okay, ready a quick action for specified trigger.
He said prepare, not
Oh,
repair,
I'm
Jason.
sorry. I heard repair. Okay.
No, prepare.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense to me. Thank you.
Till the start of your next turn, when it is triggered, you can take your prepared action as a reaction.
All right. And what are you preparing to do?
If this one comes, say, here, or anywhere close enough to this, I'm going to shoot it with my...
With the drone?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
All right, so that's you. Now that's you. So now it's... Oh, that was the wrong thing to click. Where did his movement go? Oh, there we go. All right, so this last guy moves 4. He'll boost to move another 4. He does not have anything the kind of range. Alright, so I believe that is the end of our first round.
Did it.
Hooray!
Hooray!
Let's see now. I want to check.
May I go first next?
Quick question, Jason.
Uh-huh.
Because I forgot as a reaction that I had with my ace talent. Since an attack missed me, I can fly 2 spaces as a reaction.
Okay, go ahead and move. Go ahead and move.
So, yeah. So I'm gonna go over.
You missed.
Basically, yeah.
Yep.
I was double checking my reactions, like, oh yeah, acrobatics. Trigger, anytime an attack misses you. Effect, you may fly up to 2 spaces in any direction.
All right.
Top of the round?
Yes, top of the round. Since I just went, one of y'all gets to go.
I would like to, unless someone else really wants something they need to do.
Go for it.
All right. I'm going to use my initiative to boost my systems so I can get up and on this roof over here. So this is if this is 5, 6, 7, 8 right there.
Okay.
There's a chunk of the shoulder here that like glows and starts firing out like nanites. And I will with my quick action fire a skirmish with hunter killer, and I will attack this one.
All right, so the swarm basically shoots out and is attacking.
Yeah, it's just a barrage of nanites that just go and cluster around it.
Gotcha.
Crucially, it is a smart weapon, so it uses E-defense instead of evasion.
Okay.
If that matters.
Slipstream that you're attacking.
In short, he just fired a bee grenade.
Yes. You were talking about it earlier, but I already have it.
I'm about to say, nobody had to invent it. Oh, we got somebody else in the chat.
Hey, Car.
Car 17.
It's
Actually,
Car.
Hey, Car.
Can I amend that to lock on first?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I will pick the same target.
Now, you moved and boosted to get up there, so that was a quick action.
I used my initiative.
Gotcha.
So, initiative to boost. quick action, lock on, quick action, skirmish, nexus.
All right.
So it gets a +1 accuracy. Does that mean I get a d6 to roll? Is that how that
You
works?
roll a d6 with the
Yep.
d20.
And
Okay, cool.
when you click on the skirmish, there is an option to add accuracy or difficulty. So you can add 1 accuracy, and it'll
Life dice.
that works too.
His E defense is 10.
Okay. I get there with a 22. I rolled a nat 20 and I rolled a 2 and a 6.
You crit then.
Then that is a
Oh,
crit.
that's a thing here. Okay.
That is
Your
a thing.
I believe
crit
it's
what
when you roll
happened.
higher than 20 or higher.
Okay.
Or is it
What's
higher than
the
20?
effect from critting?
Good question.
Hold on.
Some weapons may have specific things. Let's see. A 20.
Well, I have a thing when I eat the lock on too, so we're gonna get to that in a sec.
All right, cause a critical hit. On a critical hit, all damage dice are rolled twice, including bonus damage.
Okay.
And the highest result from each source of damage is used. For example, if a player got a critical hit on an attack that would normally deal 2d6 damage, they would instead roll 46 and pick the two
And pick
highest
the two
results.
highest.
So
Okay.
it doesn't quite double the damage, but it increases the chances of you getting max damage.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna roll twice and see which one's higher. That's a 4. Okay, we're gonna take the 4. That's gonna be 4, and then because I used the lock on, it has to make a choice. It has to make the choose between either taking 2 heat or being pushed 3 spaces in a direction that I choose.
Well, I suppose he will take the heat then, so as he doesn't get pushed off a roof.
Thought I'd give him the opportunity.
All right, so that's 2 heat. Okay, he is not one of them that had to had given himself a heat earlier. So.
Yep.
I suppose
so
I should
that's
probably put the damage in there too, shouldn't I?
yeah.
And you
So
did how much
that's
damage?
4. So.
Okay.
It's 4 kinetic if that matters.
I don't think he's got anything that.
Okay, just making sure. I used initiative. I used that. My poor turret. Oh, and then protocol actions. Is that just whenever?
Protocol.
Because it's a separate thing.
Yeah. Trying to remember. Protocol. One second.
So I'd very much love to move my turret as close as it can get to where I am, or to split the difference and be on that building.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about the protocol.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I have a protocol too, so I'm going to need to look that up as well. Where is that listed? I got a little Mech Compendium.
I think protocols are their own thing.
Okay, because it grayed out as soon as I did a. Actually, let me undo this real quick because it's.
The most common type of free action is a protocol, which is granted by gear systems that can be activated or deactivated only at the start of a turn. Each protocol can only be taken once per turn.
Okay.
Perfect. Then I would have moved my turret to be on that building.
Here?
Yes.
Oh, so its reaction would have gone off then since you did damage.
Correct.
Okay. So that'd be an additional 3 then.
I will be better. I will be better about moving this shit around because that's kind of my whole features here. I promise.
All right, so your drone
Yeah.
moved over here.
Yes, and then it would have fired on the same target.
Okay.
And it would have taken 3 kinetic. And I think that's it for the drone because it fires once
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah, it can only take the action once.
And it just does an automatic 3.
As far as I know, I don't see a roll, but it does require me to have
Yeah, I think the roll is whoever made the roll to hit.
Gotcha.
And then it just tags it with 3 damage.
So it's like an extra damage on top of your.
Yes. So it would have been
nervous
7
hits.
total.
Okay.
7 kinetic total.
Yeah, I've taken off.
And that's everything that he can do.
All right, I'm gonna let Slipstream go because I don't think he's gonna get a chance. He may not get a chance.
Slipstream, I am the wind.
Just a
Because I'm
swarm of
full of
nanites.
holes.
There's a swarm of nanites, and like a bit of it made like a little acidic smiley face on the glass.
He will move over here. And who is this right here?
That's me.
That's who he's shooting at.
I'm a good target. My evasion is 9.
All right. His plasma rifle has a 2 accuracy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this dice has rolled me a 1 and a 4. It is retired for the evening. Which got me a total of a 7 with the accuracy dice.
Still misses.
Yep.
I
does.
also have ace, so I am going to
Move 2.
go this way.
Action economy.
Mm-hmm.
He's
All
the
right.
fast mechanic. I'm the fast hacker.
I'm
What
eventually
do
just
y'all
going to
say?
become the woo guy from Sekiro.
All right, who's next?
I
Uh,
say our tank gets into position personally.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna move up in here.
Yeah, I can't really. I can help her out regardless. So continue.
And she's gonna boost to get up there. Pretty much.
Here comes the giant fist.
Oh my lord.
1 second. That was that, and I have one more quick action left. Let's see. She is going to deploy Jericho cover. And that is 2 section size 1 hardcover and free spaces adjacent to her and to each other.
Well, okay then.
So she's gonna make a nice little place to hang out.
All right. If you want to take the drawing tool and mark the spots.
Yep, I'm looking for if I want to do it freehand or if they have. Of course, they don't have a hex. That would be too easy. Let me make myself something other than blue so it doesn't blend in.
Bright pink.
It's a thought. And they have to be
you
adjacent
call
to each
me?
other.
No, it's a shield.
And that counts as hardcover.
Yes, and they are movable as a quick action.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Sections of cover can be picked up again as full action.
Gotcha.
So you just kind of see her like shrug them off her shoulders and drop them there.
All right. Next up will be Wild Man.
Is it 2 or 3?
2 sections, size 1 hardcover, and free spaces
2,
adjacent to her and each other.
So basically,
have-
you just blocked that street.
Yeah.
I also want. Okay.
The pieces have 5
Okay.
evasion and 10 HP.
And just for flavor, instead of like actual like big sheets of metal that just kind of ploy down, she literally just carrying around those concrete barricades and just slaps them down.
Oh, yeah, probably something about like that.
I'm just reminded of that Pokemon that like carry those 2 giant like
Yes,
stick
the girders.
Girder.
just
Essentially, like, I'm sorry, this road is blocked for the concert.
Alright, so the wild man is going to go. He has a movement of 5. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 because he climbs. And then 5, he'll hop down. As he's doing all this, broadcast over an open channel, you just hear Wahoo!
Hear what?
Wahoo.
Like you, ah, but you actually cut out when you covered your mouth there. So I don't know if your mic peaked or what happened there.
My mic probably peaked. So he's running up with his chain axe.
Oh shit!
He's super excited to be here. Super excited.
No.
It's kinetic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Heavy melee.
Original and legally distinct from totally not hemoglobin god.
Well, he is piloting a berserker, so Alright.
Also, my turret's once per round, not once and it's done.
No, the reaction can be used once per round.
Yes.
Alright, he has no
the
accuracy
turret itself
dice.
can only shoot once. Because you can deploy 3 turrets.
Mhm.
But all 3 can't fire at once.
Alright, so what is your evade?
My evade is an 8.
Got a 10. Finally.
That's
This is an NPC,
Still
so
a made purchase.
he just does a straight 7 kinetic damage.
7? That sounds broken. Okay.
Well, I'm
Well,
pretty
what's your
sure-
armor?
My armor is 1.
So it does 6.
Still sounds broken.
Well, I don't think I'm supposed to. Yeah, I don't
So
think
what's
these guys
your
roll dice.
HP?
14.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to mechs. You see the structure?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Tab?
the green.
That's how many bars of HP you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you have multiple health bars.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Granted, your mech takes more penalties the more of those structure points you gets chewed
Okay.
off. But yeah.
Cool.
So- So you have effectively 56 HP.
Okay, that's a little bit better.
Alright.
I was a little concerned there.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's
Yeah,
it for
once
him.
Yeah, but once your HP hits 0, you take what's called structure damage, in which case you have to roll on a table, which invokes a penalty like a weapon gets destroyed or
Like you lose an arm or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't need them all.
okay, I would like to go first, at least for next, if that's okay with everyone.
Works for me.
Okay, I'm going to use one of my protocols. That's that project shield.
Uh-huh.
Nominate a character within line of sight, and in that case, our tank
Little.
down there, our little
And then she
tank
took
down,
that personally.
and you get a energy shield. That character, until my next turn, you're at a +2 difficulty. Basically, if anyone tries to ranged attacks or melee attacks against you, you're at a +2 difficulty.
That sounds useful.
I do, however, also take 1 heat from that,
Okay.
because... And next, I'm going to skirmish. You hear whip chime a bit, and it says, yeah, level it out. And I will fire my anti-materiel rifle at Wildman down there.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, Wild Man ain't done that to you.
Yet.
Let's see. Skirmish.
I assume you need his you need his evade.
Yes.
It is an 8.
Uh. Mm. Mm. That's an at 20.
Okay.
All right.
So roll your damage twice and take that.
And I took that personally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, okay. So eventually he'd take twice the damage I rolled.
You
Is that how
roll the
that
damage
works?
twice, and you take the highest set.
Okay. No. Cancel. He takes 10 points of damage.
All right,
Jesus.
10. He has something called Stampede Defense. The Berserker has resistance to all damage unless they are impaired, stunned, immobilized, shredded, slowed, or exposed. So resistance knocks that in half. And he takes 5. And these guys being NPCs, I don't think they have structure. At least I'm not seeing it on here. Which is probably for the best.
Yeah, fights would take ages if that was the case.
Yeah.
They simply give them more hit points than us.
Well, he also, in terms of the anti-material rifle, it also has armor piercing.
That's
So
true.
it deals damage dealt to this weapon ignores armor if he has armor.
No.
Okay.
I do not believe he does. All right, got anything else?
Let's see. There's that. Well, movement now. Because so being an ordnance weapon, I actually have to fire the anti-material rifle before moving.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, well, move if you want to.
Let's see. I will 2 and essentially using the free boot, basically using the Everest boost ability. Oh, really, it's that extra free action.
Yeah, the initiative, I think is what it's called.
Yeah. I'm going to not do that. Cancel. I don't know. I'm essentially climbing up the. Actually, I think I'll come back here and I'll climb on top of this building up here.
All right, well, that building's 4 high.
That one's 4 high. We'll probably need in the future like markers or something
Probably
like that.
so. Probably so.
That's gonna be because I actually need to get up on the taller buildings. So I was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I'd be like right about here. This way I can also, since I have the ability to repair people, I will actually at least be up there to help if needed.
Okay. All right. And we'll let Flamingo go. 1, 2, 3. And Flamingo has 8 missile pods. And they are arcing.
Ooh.
They're like the more accurate mortar, I believe.
Weapons can be fired over obstacles, usually by lobbing the projectile in an arc.
But my cover.
It goes over your cover.
On the plus side, you can't be shot with direct line weapons.
Yeah.
Alright, so the range is 20. You're within range.
Also have a -2.
That's right. 2 difficulty.
Alright. It's got a +2 attack bonus, but that does not. You did it with a 2 difficulty?
Yes, from the shield she got put on her.
Alright, but just like the advantage, I'll only subtract the highest one. And I believe this will be against your evade. So what is your evade?
Still 8.
And it's +2 difficulty because of the shield I gave her.
Yes. Alright, so I rolled an 8 on the d20. And then I rolled a 5 and a 6 on the disadvantage dice. So 6 minus 8, he got a 2.
Poof.
Or she got a 2. I forget who's in the flamingo.
Wait, we have rivals?
Yeah, we're fighting another group.
Oh, I mean, like, NPC rivals.
Yeah.
They've got artwork and everything. I'll show you later.
And then all of a sudden, Team Rifles blasting off again!
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, that's it for Flamingo. Who's up next on y'all side?
Guess I'll go next.
Go for it.
Let's see. Go here. And I guess I can see.
Yeah, you got line of sight on
right.
Wild Man without any issue.
Okay.
I don't know why you want to pick on Wild Man, but
I guess I'll shoot him with my heavy machine gun.
now, do you
Yeah.
have 2 weapon systems that could reach him?
What do you mean?
Do you have 2 separate weapons that you could shoot him? Or do you just have 1?
Oh, I have a rocket propelled grenade. I got a launcher. My main
Okay.
one. And then I'd have to boost, I think, to hit him with my melee weapon.
Okay, yeah. If you've just got the rocket propelled grenade and a melee weapon, then yeah, you'd have to be up on him to use both.
No, the rocket propelled grenade is 10. Range is 10.
You're saying you have to be up on him to use
Oh.
the melee weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But you're right. You could shoot, move, and then melee if you were within the range or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think I can get it.
But also, if you had like a rifle and the rocket propelled grenade, you could fire them both as a full action and fire both.
Yeah.
I don't know what the loadout on your mech is.
I mean, I have a heavy mount, which is the machine gun.
So you could do that and the
And the rocket propelled grenade is a
rocket
full
launcher.
action.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I have the same weapon on 2 different mounts?
I don't believe so.
That depends on the mount.
On ours.
But I can't use the rocket propelled grenade because I need to shoot that before I move.
Oh, okay.
It's an
I got you,
ordnance
I got you.
weapon? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, shoot the big gun then.
Yeah. Okay, how do I roll my dice? Here. Or do I just grab dice and roll it that way?
You
Either
can
way.
do either way.
Duva's coming over here.
Okay.
Maybe it'll
Yeah,
help
'cause
me out.
I've been looking at the NPC sheets, which aren't set up the same way as the player sheets. Like they've got the static damage and stuff.
So, if
Sorry.
Where are we at?
Rappy was rolling.
Yeah, I was learning how to roll.
Oh, okay.
Or how to look at the roll. Okay. 6.
Wild Man's evasion is an 8.
So then I miss.
Yes.
Okay. Think that's all I have. And I guess I'll boost to then move. Or
Okay. All right. Then Smokes will go. And that blocked road is really not doing him any good.
It's almost like the way is shut.
So he'll move up here.
Mm-mm-mm.
Then he'll boost to move here.
And inside her mech, Aegis just going, hey, hey, where do you think you're going?
Stop it.
Hey, I think he can see somebody from there.
You stop that.
All right.
Sarah, I'm just imagining like your giant mech just suddenly pulls out like a big water spray bottle. Just no.
Bad, no, stop it.
Anyway.
Except the giant spray bottle's like like a steel girder.
All right, Rappy. Smokes here is going to shoot at you with a light laser.
okay.
Light laser. Like,
My evasion's an 8.
Alrighty.
refreshing cucumber melon laser.
You know what? Let's try one of these dice I haven't tried yet. I rolled a 2 on the dice. These dice came with miniatures that were made for a game that rolling low was good, I do believe.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
keep
a light
using them,
laser
please.
flashes
And they
past
took
you.
that personally.
They got little skulls where the ones ought to be. I at least haven't
Wait,
rolled one of those
question.
yet.
Does my turret see him?
Turret only
remember-
triggers if damage is dealt.
Okay. Okay.
But yes, they're both on top of that building, basically.
Okay.
All right, well, that was Smoke, so one of y'all is up.
Mind
think
if I
it's
go?
just
Duba is the last
Duba
one.
and
Mind if I go, Duba?
Wait, I thought I'm the last person for the round.
I haven't gone yet either.
Go ahead.
Let's see.
Another thing we might want to add for the future is just like even like a little tick chart that says we've gone this turn.
Yeah.
That might be something, yeah. X your mech when you've gone for the round or something.
I will, as a protocol, activate the hyperspec fuel injector.
Okay.
So what I will do is 1, 2, 3, 4. And because the fuel injector is active, as a free action, I can boost. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why are y'all picking on
And
Wild Man?
for my first quick action, Mr. Wildman, let's see here. What is his evasion?
I think it was 8. That's
That
what I had to
sounds
shoot
right. Yes.
Alright, so I don't succeed on a ram. However, I will attack with my melee weapon.
Okay.
I have +2 accuracy.
Okay.
So I love how it doesn't actually do the. Okay. +2 accuracy. All right, so okay. That is a 23.
Okay. You're only adding one of the dice, correct?
Yes. It was the results were a 1 and a 5, and I rolled an 18.
Okay, gotcha.
So
I'm just jealous because I've been rolling solo.
yeah, you're good.
You're hoping someone was pulling a Danny.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And-
so it's 8. Yes, 8 damage.
Okay.
Sorry, 8 plus 2, 10.
Alright, so 10. He's got his resistance, so that knocks off half of it.
Mhm.
Has anybody else damaged him this round?
I have.
Okay.
I shot hit.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
He wasn't standing next to anybody the first time he took damage in the round. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that's important, but
You're implying it's important.
All right, so I have one more. No, that was both my quick actions. Okay.
all right. So you're good.
As a reaction, I'm gonna brace.
Okay.
And other than that, yeah, I'm good.
All right. And the only person that I have that has not. Oh no, I haven't. I've got two that have not gone. Doc back here hasn't gone, but I think we're gonna go with Hellstorm in the Hornet.
I will be right at the back.
Mm-hmm.
The all right. So it moves forward 6. 6.
Mhm. Where is he on the ground?
He's still in the air.
Let me make sure, because he would have passed my threat range otherwise.
Yeah, he was on the roof. He's zipping straight across to the other roof.
All right.
Or actually, hang on a second. What is sensor range considered to be?
Sensor range is hexes.
Yeah,
Oh, there it is.
Texas
Okay.
from your mech. So currently, right now, most of us, for at least our side, are within sensor range of the enemy now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because within 10. And I don't think actual like height affects that. It's just like map size, because
Yeah.
it's more like
So-
a bubble.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So Sarah's
so-
mech, for example, technically has a sensor range of 11 because size 2.
Boost to get here. And who is this right here?
And that's Deca.
That's me.
All right, and a quick tech action is a quick action, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So +2 attack bonus on this. Deca,
Yes.
what is your E defense?
It is 9. It is also 9.
Son of. All right, I got 2 on the dice. 2 attack bonus, so that's a total of 4.
I'm an ace, so I'm going to
Does that work for tech attacks?
anytime and attack.
Okay.
What does it say? 2 spaces in any direction. I'm gonna go straight up 2 spaces.
Okay.
Do you have a flight system?
I believe so.
Because otherwise you fall immediately if you do.
Then instead I will go like sideways. I'll move it in here a sec. 2, like that.
Now, there is a flight system. It's like a Type 1 flight system that you can get for GMS.
Wasn't that 3 spaces?
Was it?
I thought you were right
like-
here, or were you right here? No, you were right. Yeah, you were right there. So.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Hexes are gonna get me, so it goes there and then there.
Okay. Sounds cool. And then that leaves me with Doc.
Duba.
Oh, that's right. I guess Jeremy moving made me think.
It's a reaction, not a
Duba.
reaction. It's a thing.
If you're talking, you're muted.
Duba.
I shouldn't
Hello?
have been because my mic wasn't off.
I can hear you now.
Rappy muted you.
I know, but I was looking for red and I didn't see red on, so I'm like, why they say I'm muted? But anyway. Let's see. So I've moved my 4 movement. I'll go
Okay.
ahead and do that there. You know what? For the funsies, I'm actually gonna do barrage.
All right. Who are you shooting and what are you shooting with?
Well, I probably can't see this little guy up here, can I?
He is standing right on the edge, so you can. You'd have a 1 difficulty. He's got
So
soft
that-
cover. You don't have a real good view of him, but he is on the edge. You can shoot at him. Yes.
What about this fella here with somebody being in front obstruct it, not damage them?
I
Do
think you can
adjacent-
see through players, but not around like objects.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know about that.
Oh, that was something that I had just crossed my mind. I was like, well, that's directly in my line of fire. So would I still be able to see and hit them, or would I have to pick a different target?
And the only reason I say I'm not sure is because I know there's rules about using other mechs as cover.
I know Sarah
Well-
being bigger means people can use her as heavy cover.
Mhm.
Or hard cover, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But everybody else is currently size 1, so they should all be even size.
I linked the thing. It has cover rules further down.
Let's check that.
Characters do not grant cover unless specified, like with Hail of Blades talent or Guardian Frame talent.
All right, so you have no issues shooting Wild Man.
Okay.
Just tell me to duck.
Basically, the gist is I plan on using my heavy machine gun and mortar.
Now, mortar does a blast or burst or something.
Oh, I'm aware. The target for that would be this person.
Oh, I
And
got you. You're doing different.
It's a 1 hex blaster round, as far as I'm aware, and that it shouldn't hurt nobody. That's just if I can even hit the person.
The mortar is arcing.
Oh no, the mortar is arcing, and
Oh, it's arcing. Yeah, no problem then.
Yeah.
And if I may posit an idea, what if you shoot that hex?
Yeah.
No
Since it is a
positing
blast
ideals.
weapon.
No positing ideals.
Yeah, sure. We'll fire the mortar there, but we'll do the heavy machine gun specifically on what I believe you're calling Wild Man.
Oh yeah, there's a turret there, so that's gonna have to do the turret's evasion too. Oh.
It's a turret. I'm sure some more deployables.
All right, so Wild Man's evasion is a 8, and Smokes is a 7. I don't
Okay.
know what the turrets is.
I heard Rappy say 10. Okay, so I will do a barrage, and we'll do that. So okay. Well, I'll tell you right now, machine gun missed by a county mile.
Okay.
However, the mortar did not. It rolled a 10.
All right. So that hit. Now you have to roll separate for each person. So we'll say, since you were shooting the other gun at Wild Man, we'll say that first 10 is the mortar hitting Wild Man.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your other attacks, because you only roll the damage once.
Okay.
So Smokes had a 7.
I'll do that. Okay. Oh, the other one was a 17.
All right, so that hits Smokes, and then roll versus the turret, which had a 10.
And that one is unfortunately 15. So,
All right, so you hit all 3 of them. Roll your damage.
okay. Hit a total of 3.
All right, so 3 points of damage. Oh, so on Wild Man, cut that in half. He is still standing.
Yes,
But
Joe.
only barely.
I can fix that.
Oh, I was wrong. Wild Man did have armor. I see it now. We won't worry about it at this point. Okay, that was him. Then it was Smokes. Let's see. Regenerative shielding. Neat. Doesn't do anything to actually lower the stuff. So he takes 2. And then I don't know how much health the turret has.
Her turret's still standing.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. So I think that does it for you, or do you have something else?
You know what? For the funsies, I'm going to issue an order to Zay's character.
Okay.
Basically, my understanding with leader 1, I have 3 leadership dice, which is basically me giving an order gives them a d6. Basically. So I'm going to basically instruct them to see that wild man and kick their ass. And congratulations, you now have an extra d6.
Oh, good sir. That was going to happen regardless.
But now he is
Oh,
aided in the happening of it.
I am aiding in the effort of I want you to beat that motherfucker. So I am issuing you an order to do so.
Okay, I get an additional d6 for damage.
Uh,
I think it's accuracy.
Yeah, I think
okay.
it's an accuracy bonus. Is what it is.
Accuracy. Okay.
All right, so
He,
that
he
does wrap
stands
it up.
on the ropes and gives his speech.
Hit him with a steel chair.
Oh,
Chair, give
And Doc
chair.
goes. Doc, who is not very fast, though not the slowest person we've had. He's gonna move there. And we'll try to well, since your friends don't obscure line of sight, this is Duba right here.
No, that's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Duba was further back. That's right. He was over here.
Yeah.
So he's gonna fire the light laser then at Eric.
Okie dokie.
I'm so tempted to go grab another dice out of the other room, but no time. All right. What is your evade?
8.
All right. 13 on the dice, plus 1 for his attack bonus. He got a 14.
Okie dokie.
So the light
That is a
laser
hit.
strikes you.
4.
3 energy damage
All right.
and 2 burn damage.
Okie dokie.
It was this guy.
Yes, the guy labeled Doc.
I can't see the labels. I'm zoomed out a bit.
Oh, okay.
Double checking.
I labeled him just so I could keep up with him.
I don't see the labels
Okay.
even zoomed in, but
Yeah. There's no labels there for
Oh,
us.
I thought I had made them where y'all could see them.
mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
Nameplate.
At the beginning of the fight we saw him, but after that, nah.
Weird.
And also, since some of us are probably still going to be running Everest for a while, you might want to actually make varied Everest more.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just
yeah.
give yourself a dot.
Yeah.
I
Well-
gave myself a dot. I'm the blue dot.
I'll bring something up after session.
All right.
And it's 10 o'clock, so we probably need to wrap up because that was the end of the round. Let me ask you a question. Do y'all want to continue this fight the next session, since it's just training, or do you want me to interrupt the training session?
I'm down for at least finishing the round.
That was the
We just
round.
did.
Yeah, we just finished.
I didn't go.
Did you not?
Oh, yeah.
I thought Duba was the last
No.
one to go.
You deployed the cover.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
you scoot you
I
scooched
thought
over there.
I
and
thought we
deployed
had
cover.
gone into the next round while I had
Nope.
been away.
No, this was the
No.
second
Nope.
round.
No.
Okay.
Then yeah, we can interrupt this and go from
I
there.
mean, it's whatever y'all want to do.
Dang. I want to
Yeah.
do the guy.
Do what now?
Want to brain a guy?
What was that,
I
sir?
wanted to murder him.
We can finish up the training session next time. That's fine.
We can always
Whatever you
decide
wanna
over the
do.
course of the week.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be we could go best of both worlds and take out a few, and then interruption happens,
Yeah,
like
that
mid training
works.
session.
Okay, so we'll start next time. We'll do one more round of the training session before
This is a
know,
combat
something-
refresher.
Before something.
Yeah.
happens. Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
I'll need to remember I have a few debuffs since I braced last round.
Yeah, jot if y'all have got those buffs on you, be sure to jot them down because I'm not going to remember them. I can promise you.
Yeah.
But hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it. Obviously, we were bumbling our way through because it's the first time any of us have played it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we were starting to get the hang of it a little bit more and figuring some stuff out by the end. So
Mm-hmm.
Once we figured out we could dash,
Yeah.
yes,
that was a game changer.
Yeah.
But like I said, I thought there was something like that, but I kept looking and I wasn't seeing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somebody said boost, I was thinking the overcharge. So anyway, glad y'all had fun. I had some people in the chat. I hope they enjoyed it. I hope anybody that comes by and watches later enjoyed. Hope you'll join us next week.
Yeah.
Again, I was your GM for the evening, Jason. And with me was... I'm not going to remember y'all's character's name because they're not on the screen. So, with me today was
Us.
Sarah, Eric, Jeremy, Duba, Rappy, and Patrick. Hopefully we can get Patrick's camera working next time. You can see him in all his glory.
Bask in my magnificence. Okay. See you guys later.
And we will see y'all next time.
See
Bye.
ya.
Yeah.